What's up, y'all? It's Brandon from Flesh and Blood Brothers, and it is Wednesday, September 4th, 2024. Pretty big ban and restricted announcement from James White himself. Pretty much the biggest announcement in a while, especially pertaining to the actual cards and the reason why they banned them. I've been in the game about 3 years now, since a little bit before Tales of Aria, and I can't remember an announcement affecting the game as much as this. So, I'm not going to read the whole article, but basically it goes over their initial design philosophies when they launched in 2019. And the design principles they have sound very, very good, and I think that's what drew a lot of us to the game. Starting full, your two heroes fighting at full strength. By the end of the match, you have no armor left. Everything's dinged and dented up. Maybe you have like 3 cards left in your deck. You're just like struggling to survive. And that felt fun, and that felt cool, and led to a lot of good gameplay and good interactions in person, in the Flesh and Blood. And that's a lot of what the game is about. If you're at your armory, a skirmish, a calling, when you see players just going back and forth over the board state in their hand, the life totals, it just really is cool to see how people handle these different situations. If they let the nerves get to them, you might hear them talk to their buddies after the match like, oh, I made this mistake here, and it cost me 3 life, and I lost by 3. You'll kind of hear that stuff all the time. So far so good on the design principles. Number 2 is reduced variance. They didn't want to have these really luck-sacky games. Kind of like what you're seeing now, actually, but they'll address that. Number 3 is every card counts, which does still hold true and makes sense, and that does make it feel good. Like playing other card games like Magic, you can get like landlocked or have too many lands. So certain cards are meaningless in your hand if you don't have certain conditions met or board states established. In Flesh and Blood, you can pitch, you can block, you can attack. It has a reaction or a non-attack ability to activate. So every card does play an important role, and there's no real empty space or dead cards, because cards have these multiple functions. And then the last one is rewarding good decisions, not good luck. So I like this. This is probably like my favorite sentence in the article. Victory is earned through the accumulation of many good decisions. Flesh and Blood is not a game where you slam a dragon and ride it to victory. So what they're referring to, if you've ever played Welcome to Wrath Sealed, it pretty much holds this very true. Welcome to Wrath was the first set, and you had like Nimbleism, Slogism, these very tame 6-powered attacks, weapon attacks, back and forth. Winning a game of Welcome to Wrath Sealed kind of felt like the good decisions, not good luck. So I'm excited for them to kind of get back to this, and I'm glad they had the awareness to recognize what was going on. So they go over here about what they're going to do about what's held true and what's eroded, but really, the most volume of words was put into reducing variance and rewarding the good decisions and not good luck. So again, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I think reinforcing this 4th point will be the best thing for the game. So it's been around for about 3 or 4 years now, right? 2019, 5 years. So what about the next 5 years? If you're continuing to reward good decisions and not good luck, I think this game will stick around and have that longevity that we all want it to have as players, content creators, store owners, single sellers, online sellers, tournament booth sellers, judges. Like, there is a legitimately large community around this game. So I think we all want it to last and have that longevity. So again, they address that they want these design principles to carry us forward into the next 5 years. So again, they're very long-term thinking. So then they kind of shift and say, okay, here's our like design and development philosophy going into 2025. These are the building blocks of the game: action points, resources, intellect, life, power, defense, and abilities. Keeping classes, talents, and heroes' identity alive, making it feel like you're playing a shadow character, making it feel like you're playing a light character, making it feel like you're playing a warrior, etc. Empower this agency, make sure that victory is earned through the accumulation of many good decisions. I think that if they get everything else wrong and just if the end result is this, no matter what they do, I think everyone's gonna be happy, or at least that'll be enough for a majority of the players that just enjoy the game and want to have fun playing the game. Seeing the world. Another thing you can harken back to. But yeah, focus on these passive victories, strategies and card synergies that go slightly offensive, so that we want most games to end with one hero being reduced to 0 life. Of course, that's great. Disperse offensive advantages across multiple turns rather than single bursts, like a double Art of War, for example. And then, any combo or one-turn kill decks, OTK decks, they need a meaningfully difficult quest to execute. I like this verbiage a lot too. A meaningfully difficult quest to execute. So between these three, I think it's diverse and fair. And we'll get right into the bans. So, pretty big ban list. It's usually ban lists are maybe like 2 or 3 cards, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1 restricted as well. So 9 cards are affected in this announcement. But again, Art of War, Bonds of Ancestry. Oh, that's Legend restricted. Sorry about that. Yeah, so Bonds of Ancestry is just gone. So Art of War, Bonds, Cash In, Orion and Mystic Tenants, Tome of Aetherwind, Tome of Divinity, Tome of Final, Tome of Firebrand. So they go through the philosophy of why these cards are gone, but most of us can agree that Art of War, it's fucking fun to play, right? When it's in your hand, Art of War is a fun card. It's an awesome card. But as we've seen with Zen especially, Art of War just can kind of get crazy, and future sets of the game will have to kind of design around this crazy pump it can get as you increase the combat chain links, and you have discard or banish fodder, so you can banish a Crouching Tiger to get 2 cards from your deck, and you make the tiger out of thin air anyway. So people were skirting around the cost and over reaping the benefits. So this way they don't have to design around it in the future, which is nice. Bonds of Ancestry, again, Zen just made some crazy turns with it, and being able to use a chi to get a Bonds into their hand as needed, or the pieces that Bonds needs if you have the Bonds elsewhere. So good call, but yeah, people are feeling bad for Katsu Online. We'll see how they adjust in future sets. Cash In, it draws 2 cards at the cost of a gold, and they want gold to become more prevalent. So that cost to draw 2 will get lower and lower, and again, they'll have to kind of like hamstring future design around that. It is 10 p.m. Central Time, by the way, and I'm drinking energy drink. So, Tome of Firebrand, again, draws 2 cards, but as the card pool grows, they'll be able to enable Tome of Firebrand easier and easier. So, all these tomes have the same kind of reasoning. Tome of Findel, Tome of Aetherwind. As a Kano player, that was huge, and getting those huge turns, using Tome to draw 2 cards, using Tome of Aetherwind to draw 2 cards. Tome of Findel, I constantly was gaining 8 life a game easily, if not more, because so many times I'll Tome an Arsenal, Tunic Resource, Tome, draw 2 cards, gain 4 health, and just, have a little turn in Arsenal after that. Kind of stretch the game out and keep your life total up as Kano. So I understand both of these going, because Wizard is a lot of fun, but the pitch deck is a meaningful quest, don't get me wrong, and a lot of people can't even pitch deck, me included. But when you're flipping and ripping, and when the other players are sitting there watching you draw 2 cards here, 2 cards here, flip, 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 that can be a little jarring, especially to new players. And again, it goes to those 4 design principles up top. But the game will be better with these out, and they can design, amp effects, auras, these other things that can kind of make up for the power of these combo turns with the tomes. So they do make a small note about 3 of a kind, Tome of Harvest, Tome of the Arknight, and they were all said to have meaningful requirements and constraints and conditions to satisfy. And I agree. Tome of Harvest, you need to pitch a blue, have have a card in your arsenal already. Tome of the Arknight, you have to flip the top 2 cards of your deck, and they have to specifically be an attack and non-attack action. Tome of the Imperial Flame is pretty jacked. That's a pretty fucking good card. So that's like right on the cusp. But, Dromai kind of needed it, and it's not like it's a pretty pumped card. So we'll see. But yeah, I like the changes a lot. I think the game is going to be better when they gavel slam. Where is it? Gavel slam the good decisions, not good luck, and they want victory to be a series of incremental victories. Where did they put that? I can't believe I can't find that anymore. But hey, it's all good. Wow, that's kind of bothering me now. Okay. Yeah. Victory is earned through accumulation of many good decisions. Wow, that was bothering me so much. So they just got to slam this bad boy home, and that sounds weird. But I think the game will live for a long time. It's what we all want to see. Players, collectors, shop owners, resellers, artists, judges, everyone, the entire community does want this game to continue on and continue to grow in a good way, in the best way. So those are my thoughts on that banned and restricted announcement by James White himself. I think this aligns Flesh and Blood in a great spot for 2025. This is great communication. It's September. Rosetta's out in a couple of weeks. It's a good time of the year to kind of embrace this heading into the new year, playing some great games of Rosetta. I'm so excited to jump back on Runeblade and Wizard again. And the videos will keep coming. I got Verdance up next. And appreciate you guys. Thanks for the views. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the subscriptions. I'm at 475. I'm 25 away from 500 subscribers. This is the largest YouTube channel I've ever had, regardless of hobby or effort. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I'm glad to be back to making videos. And I'll see you in the next video.